Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to Lanmou. This is a general reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising Stars for the first half of April 2019. And if you feel compelled or pushed to click on this reading, there may be a message in there for you. This is a general reading. Please keep an open mind and an open heart as you listen to the messages from Spirit and apply it to your life, your situation, as you see it fits. Don't try to make it work, because if the message resonates, it will flow naturally, okay? And I've pre-shuffled this card, and this is the Sun that just flipped up for you, Sagittarius. We are not ready yet, and it doesn't even want to go back, really. But there is some kind of a blessing for you during this time. The Seven of Cups. And perhaps for some of you, it's clarity, enlightenment over a situation that has brought in quite a bit of confusion, or where there was illusion. Things will be a lot more clear and a lot more I guess understood by you, right? You would be able to receive the messages. You'll know where to go, which path to follow, which option is best for you. All right, here we go. Spirit, what message, guidance do you have for our Sagittarius friends? Message, guidance for our Sagittarius friends. Spirit, what message, guidance do you have for our Sagittarius friend? And these cards are pre-shuffled, folks, doing a little bit more shuffling on camera as usual. This is the Cosmic Tarot, and we use the After Tarot for clarification. Spirit, what message, guidance do you have for our Sagittarius friends? Here we go. All right. The Five of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, the King of Swords, the King of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Six of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Two of Cups. Okay, Sagittarius, it seems like whatever situation that you are dealing with during this April, beginning of April, it deals with some kind of, it's an emotional situation, okay? We had the Sun and the Seven of Cups flipped out for you during shuffling on camera. So that tells me that there may have been some kind of confusion in a matter of, in a love situation. Even if it's not a love situation, if it was a career or family situation for you, you were having some kind of like conflicting thoughts, conflicting ideals, okay? Or about which way to go, which path is best for you, which option that you would like to choose, especially which option that will bring you the greatest amount of satisfaction emotionally, even if it wasn't a love situation. But having that Two of Cups here underneath at the bottom of the deck tells me most likely it was a love situation for you, okay? This is like not just a Two of Cups about harmony. This is a union. This is a love union here. Let me pull it again closer so you guys can see how those cups, the two cups are touching at the rim, and there's a halo in the back that basically has brought them together to form one solid object. So those two cups, it's just not two people standing facing each other, offering their individual cup, right? Now the offer has been giving, right? The offer has been made, and acceptance has already happened, and these people are embracing each other quiet, intimately. This is a union, and it's very reciprocal, like both people are in it. Her arms are touching his chest, and he is cupping her face, and the lips are touching, and it's a loving embrace. This is clearly a love situation for you, Sagittarius. And there might be a few people where it's not, it's about finding harmony within themselves, or finding harmony within, or emotional satisfaction within a situation. But for the majority of you, it's gonna be a love situation, okay? For the beginning of April here, you're dealing with. Now, what you start with is the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is the card of poverty, a sense of feeling of lack. It does not have to be material, feeling materially lacking, right? It doesn't have to be like a lack of wealth and money, or like financial instability. It can be, but here, given that you have such a strong love message here, I feel like it has to do with some kind of like a lack of emotionality, feeling a lack of support, a lack of stability, okay? Because the Pentacles it deals with material, with the finances, but it's also the earthly realm, okay? Anything that deals with what's going on here on earth, okay? What makes you feel grounded in who you are, what makes you feel grounded in your position, in your career, in your life, okay? What makes you feel rooted within your family, in the legacy, right, from your ancestors. It's all of that. You can draw from those pentacles. This is the earthly realm. So here we have that Five of Pentacles. They're not alone. It's more like an image of a community, more like the environment. So it's as if for you, Sagittarius, and that's the first card that we pull from the deck. You must have been feeling a sense of lack. You must feel like the environment where you are in does not support you in a way where you can feel you can gain in a sense of whether it's material gain, to feel financially stable, whether it's to find some kind of satisfaction, okay, some kind of contentment in life. It seems like the whole environment does not support you, what's best for you, and that's the feeling here. It's as if even if your individual situation was to change, okay, it will still be, there will still be that sense of lack, because you are surrounded. Let me bring it so you guys can see. You are surrounded by that grayish, miserable scenery here, where everyone seems like they're just going through it. They're just going through life, right? So it's the whole environment that you are in that's making you feeling that sense of lack here. And at the bottom of that Five of Pentacles, what do you have is the King of Wands. That is you right here, Sagittarius. As a fire sign, this is you in your highest part of yourself. So this is you showing up, you feeling like this, but you know this is who you are, okay? For whatever reason, if it's because of a distance and isolation from someone, from your loved one, there has been distance, because here at the bottom of the deck, that's the union, right? The two people are like this. They've joined up. Union has happened here. So if this is what's facing you, this is what you want. So right now, some of you may be facing a sense of lack, a sense of distance, perhaps emotional distance, right? You cannot be that person that you are. Even if that offer was to come to you, even if you had the job, like, you know, you're feeling like the King of Wands, like passionate, in charge, creative, right? Action-oriented, powerful. That's what you're feeling inside. That's what you know you can be. And that is whether you are a man or a woman here, okay? That is whether you are feminine or you carry the feminine or masculine energy predominantly. So but that's what you know you are. That's who you know you are, or you can be. But this is what you're feeling right now. This is where you're dealing with right now, okay? And next to that Five of Pentacles is the Four of Wands. So this is you trying to find your balance, trying to create a new sense of foundation for yourself. And in doing so, it's as if you have to go way back. Behind her is the pyramids there, right? And there's a bird. It looks like almost like a dove, like a sign of peace and innocence. But it's like you have to go way back to your ancestors, way back. I'm sorry if you hear my voice cracking. I'm not feeling too well. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I really wanna get my fire signs reading out on time for the beginning of the month here. But yes, so she is finding her balance, almost doing like an interpretive dance, and in so doing also creating that I don't know if you can see that vortex, that geometric signs here that represent almost like that kundalini, awakening. And we have those 4 wands planted along that path. That is our addition. That is your addition to the story. A story that has started way, way, in the past. Perhaps life cycles and life cycles ago, right? Back to the pyramids, back from your ancestors. So this is your part. This is your addition to that story. This is your addition to that Akashic record. This is your addition to that legacy. And along this path are the 4 wands, and as well 4 lotus flowers, showing consciousness, that higher level of consciousness you have been able to attain. Okay, so it's as if like you are taking a world departure here. You yourself are taking the initiative to move yourself from one state to another. And by state, I mean from one way of being, but perhaps for some of you, it's actual moving from one place to another, because I really have a strong sense of the environment here is part of what's holding you back, Sagittarius. And we know the 4s are about stability and foundation, and also the house, right? The family. So and I felt that here. So for some of you, if you're dealing with a situation that deals with family and people are scattered around, and it's making you feel like a sense of lack, during this time here, it's either you're going to be making the decision, right? Because the 2 are about also sometimes choices and choosing a path as well, making a decision, the 2s, to find harmony for yourself, to create a new foundation for yourself, to write your own story, okay, of what you want life to be. Because right here on that 5 of cups, look at this lady here. She looks very, very sad, almost like she has lost everything. Everyone has left, right? She has raised her children. The husband has passed, and the kids are gone, and all she has is her memories. And she's sitting there and basically just looking at memorabilia from the past. The cups are dry. There are droplets still in a couple of them. There's a dead rose there. It's just basically her. It's all her and her memories and the past, right? And this is an older lady here. This is what could be. It's as if you are here feeling that sense of lack, knowing this is who you can be, knowing this is who you are the King of Wands, right? And then you have that opportunity to create a new foundation for yourself, to start anew, to add your own story to that legacy, to reach a new level of consciousness. But you can only do that by getting yourself out of that mood of sadness, of looking at the glass half empty, of just, okay, everything is gone, that's it. All I have are my memories, like just basically giving up on life, giving up on the possibilities that are still available to you. Okay, taking a new lease to a new beginning. So these are the options here. Start anew, find your balance, create a new foundation, or sit there and lament over the loss that you have experienced, okay? The sadness that you have accumulated over the years and that have become your only companions in this life. Those are the options. And you can see here today, it's an older person, and you can see the youthful attitude there. She's on a tiptoe, looking towards the west, looking to the new horizon, creating our own story, creating our own path. Next thing we have here, Sagittarius, and that's a welcoming sight. This is the King of Swords. This is the decisive king, okay? This is a king that it's all mental. His intellect in making decision. This is the lawyer. This is the well-studied man. Okay, this is the if it's a matter, if it's something that deals with a career position and whatnot, this is you being able to use your intellect to change that position, and as well as your intuition here has seeing that I think, oh dear God, I'm not gonna try to I'm not gonna try to I think this is a crow, but I don't want to even guess that which bird is there. But there is a sense of here that there is deep intuition that goes along with that intellect. Okay, but the best thing as well with the King of Swords is they're great with communication, and they're also very they're very decisive. They can make decisions quite swiftly. They can use that sword in a quick moment. So if you've been lamenting which way to go, do you give up on, or do you give up on life, on continue on finding a new foundation for yourself, or do you just stay, or do you take a leap, right, to set a new foundation? It seems like you're gonna be making that decision during this time, and it's gonna be very easy for you to make that decision, and you will make that decision for the best, especially if it deals with a love situation, because what we have here underneath that King of Swords is the Six of Swords. This is moving away from troubled waters. This is leaving behind the conflict of the Five of Swords behind, right? To go to calmer seas, finding your mental, because the swords are still deals with mental, right? Finding your mental not even stability, but to leave behind any kind of conflicting thoughts, any kind of disagreements, any kind of conflict, whether it's mental, whether it's will, whether it's with other people, whether it's within yourself. You are going to use that sword as the King of Swords. You are going to be decisive in choosing your path forward, and it's gonna be a path forward that will lead you to. And oh my goodness, I'm looking at the cups, I'm looking at this, and I'm saying the Six of Swords, and I'm reading it as the Six of Swords. So there's a reason for that, Sagittarius. Please forgive me. And I put the card up. As you can see, it is indeed the Six of Cups. And the cups are right there in front of my face, and I'm still reading it as the Six of Swords. So that tells me, oh my goodness, let me tell you, the way they work, the message, that's what wanted to come out. It still stands, okay, folks? So basically, what's happening here, if that feeling of lack was due to a separation, was due to a loss, okay, from a loved one, from somebody, understand that there's gonna be a reunion. You're gonna make a decision to regroup, to withdraw. Okay, the Six of Cups is a card of reunion. There's gonna be a reunion with your loved one. Now we come from the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups. This is one step forward. This is leaving behind that sadness to the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is not just leaving behind sadness and you know, looking at the glass half empty. This is also reuniting. And as you can see, all of a sudden, this old lady looking all chagrined all by herself has find her youthfulness. On the Six of Cups, it's a young lady, beautiful, feeling confident. He's making the effort there, trying to show affection, and she's standing with her head held high, because now she knows who she is. She has seen it all. She's not gonna just be charmed by that first little kiss. She knows what's important to her. She knows there's more to be had. There's more to this than just showing, like, than just a kiss, right? She's very like, she's almost like it's a King of Swords on top, but it's almost like the Queen of Swords here. That's the image she's giving us. She has become a lot wiser having gone through this journey. Okay, she has gone through a lot to find that new stability, that new foundation for herself, and she had to make decisions, tough decisions along the path. And those decisions in reuniting with a loved one, because we have the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups. So it's really telling me there was some kind of separation between two lovers, and it's in that reunion that you're really gonna going to find your that new lease of life, okay? In giving up that separation. It's gonna bring you that new level of satisfaction, but it's not gonna be one that's all youthful love and just like, oh yes, you my soulmate, ha ha ha, oh, let's all be happy. It's gonna be one where you have gained a lot of wisdom, and yes, you will be happy, yes, you will enjoy your counterpart here, but you also understand there are more to this. You also understand that you have to use your intellect. It cannot just be emotions and feelings. Okay, you also understand you have had to walk the path of the king of swords. You have had to walk the path of the king of wands, as in, yes, you're passionate, you're creative, but you are also, you use your psychic abilities, and you use your creativity to get what you want. It cannot just be about just the love or just about that other person. You understand now you can survive without the other person. You would rather have them because that's what really brings you to life, because they're your counterpart, they're your soulmate, they complete you in a way, right? But you can also survive without them. You can create that in your foundation for yourself, by yourself, okay? And you have survived in doing so. So having gone through that journey, and I think that's the reason that I was reading that Six of Cups as a Six of Swords, even though it's right there in front of me. It's as if it's gonna move away all the trouble, any conflict that was in the past, all this energy of Five of Pentacles. We don't have the Five of Swords here, but we have the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of feeling lack, of poverty. Okay, whether it's poverty of mind, poverty of money, poverty of emotions, it's just a card of lack. And the Five of Cups, which is again, feeling emotional dissatisfaction, sadness, almost like depression. Here she looks completely depressed by herself, hunched over, right? And even outside it's looking great. But the Six of Cups is going to move you, having that reunion here, coming into union here, it's going to move you from all of that. It's going to move you to a Six of Swords territory, right? Moving from troubled water into calmer sea. And that is because you have, for yourself, fought so hard to find a new foundation and make some tough decision, okay? And I will take a clarification for you on that Five of Pentacles. Spirit, what is the Five of Pentacles about for Sagittarius? It's very straightforward. I just want to take a couple of clarification for you guys, because for different people it would be this message here may impact different aspects of your life. So just hear it and apply it to your life, wherever your intuition leads you. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands that come out to clarify the Five of Pentacles. And the Eight of Wands is a card of travel. It's a card of communication. But the thing about the Eight of Wands is fast-moving energy as well. It's also a card of, I like to think of it, remover of obstacles, right? So if you had blockages in your way, the Eight of Wands can denote a sense of like the path is clear now, and that is what's going to be happening for you. We don't have any major arcana here for you, Sagittarius, but the message is very strong nonetheless, because the Eight of Wands, and it's because I think too it's you who's doing all that work for yourself. It's gonna be you who's going to set that new foundation. It's gonna be you who's gonna make the decision to move away from that feeling of lack, from the sadness. It's gonna be you who's going to do that for yourself. And that Eight of Wands is basically saying that it's also a card of distance, and that's why sometimes we see it as travel. So that's how I felt about it from the beginning. That Five of Pentacles, it's a feeling of lack because of the environment. It's almost like you are left behind by your loved one, and everything now is great. It's like when you are really in love with someone, and you really enjoy the company of the person. You don't have to be doing much. You don't have to even, like, they don't have to give you anything. Just being around them lift up your spirit. The sun is brighter, the colors are more vivid, everything seems like, oh, it's a whole new world. And then when they're not there, all of a sudden it's like, What happened? It's not even like you're depressed. You're not trying to be depressed. You don't want to be depressed. You're going along with life, but nothing is the same, right? There's that sense of something is missing. And even if you try to act normal with someone else come along, you go along, to play along, but you've experienced the real thing. This is not the real thing. So it's almost like that's what I was telling you before. This environment being whether it is you isolated from your loved ones, or is that environment yourself that giving you that sense of depravity, that is what that Eight of Wands is telling us. There is some kind of a distance, okay? There is some kind of distance. You were isolated from somebody. It's almost like you were left behind by someone, Sagittarius, or you felt like that. You've been feeling like that. But that's about to change with that Six of Cups here and the King of Swords. And especially if you're dealing with an air sign, a Gemini, Sagittarius, and I'm sorry, a Gemini, and some of you may be dealing with Sagittarius, but if you're dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, that must be even more specific with you, because that King of Swords is right above that Six of Cups, so almost like a reunion with that King of Swords, right? And it's imminent, because here we see the Union card right there at the bottom of the deck, but that Five of Pentacles, he was telling us about distance, okay? And I want to get one more clarification on that Six of Cups. Give us a little bit more on that Six of Cups, Spirit, for Sagittarius. I find it's so interesting that I was reading the card as the Six of Swords. I'm looking at the cups. I noticed that one cup is behind him, and that five cups is still up front, right? What's in front of them, but I'm still saying Six of Swords. And with this as well, and that was the feeling I was getting with her stance, her body language here. This conflict is still here, okay? It's as if like you're not going into this like naively. You're not going into this kind of like, let's forget the past, like, none of this thing happened. Let's forget that you abandoned me. Let's forget that, I was left behind. Let's forget all the hurt that I felt, all the sadness that I've experienced, and that I had to rebuild from scratch again, by myself while you were gone. No. She's pushed that those Five of Swords, yes, I'm still saying swords. Those Five Cups are still here. They're up front, okay? They're front and center of the relationship, meaning that still have to be dealt with. She's not going in this naively. She's like, okay, I know what happened in the past, and it's right here. Yes, we are reunited. Yes, I have my love back. Yes, I am ready to come into union. But this shall not be forgotten, because this is gonna stay here, so we know I don't ever want to go back there again. Okay, and it's almost like that six cup that's behind him, that was like the surprising factor, because she's not seeing it. Okay, some of you Sagittarius, if you are the feminine energy, some of you may not even be seeing that reconciliation coming towards you. It's as if like the decision is gonna be taken very quickly, because the Eight of Wands is also the card of Mercury in Sagittarius. It's communication, right? That's why the Eight of Wands is communication as well. But it's like fast communication over a long distance, and some of you may not see it coming, because all you're seeing in front of you is those Five of Cups of dissatisfaction, and here he comes with that Six Cup. The Six Cup is behind him. Her eyes are looking that way, okay? And that's a quick, decisive decision somebody's gonna make, whether it's you or your loved one, and it's going to be communicated, and it's gonna change everything, basically from dark to day, quite quickly. Some clarification, one more on the Six of Cups, Spirit. Perfect. That's it. 10 of Cups. So that reunion is gonna bring you your total, complete satisfaction. Okay, the ultimate wish fulfillment and satisfaction card. The whole family is gonna be regrouped. It's no longer isolation, old lady by herself. Now this is like the feminine, masculine. There are children, and there's even like an elderly in the picture. Grandpa, 3 generations are here, okay, by the campfire, communicating, enjoying each other's company. So this is what's facing you. So this is clearly, and at the bottom we have the King of Pentacles. So we have 3 kings here on the table right now, and we have the Six of Cups, the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the 4 of Wands. So folks, this is what we call a soulmate relationship, okay? A divine relationship. When we have those cards here, that is a strong bond, a bond that goes perhaps beyond your own understanding. You just know because you feel it so deeply, you cannot be denied. No matter how much you've gone through the journey, during this journey, the lessons, the hard lessons that had to be learned, right? But that bond cannot be denied. So this is why I call it a soulmate, a divine relationship, a spiritual connection. That's another way to see it. So that reunion is really gonna bring you your wish fulfillment. It's gonna bring you the ultimate happiness here. And we already knew that with that Two of Cups underneath the deck. So, and perhaps for some of you, it's not just gonna be the two of you reuniting with your lover, you know, with your soulmate. It's gonna bring the whole family together. If there was separation here, it might have affected more than just the two of you, as is usually the case. And I want to pull the Woman's Angel card for you, Sagittarius. This is very exciting energy for you, Sagittarius. Somebody's coming back. Love yourself first, okay? Your self-respect makes you more romantic attractive. And then at the bottom of the deck, we had playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. I really like that this card came out. To recapture romance, allow your youthful, to recapture romance, allow your youthful energy of fun, your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. I really like that, because when I'm looking at that Six of Cups, I could not help to concentrate on her body language there, because she looks so like, let me tell you, I'm gonna make you work for this. Thank you for coming back. I'm happy to have you back, my sweet love. But I have not forgotten all the sadness, that Five of Cups energy you put me through, right? And she has those Five of Cups right there planted in front of her. So Spirit is asking you, Sagittarius, to relax a little bit, okay? Yes, you shall not forget, but also just enjoy the romance, okay? You're having a second list here, a second go at this, and it's going to be beautiful, because what's at play is your complete happiness. So allow your spirit of fun to shine. Just go back to before all of this thing happened. Take the lessons and leave the rest, okay? But the card that actually came out for you is love yourself first. And I think through that journey you have learned that, through the wisdom that you have attained from all those lessons and the hardship that you have to go through, you have learned to love yourself and to put yourself first. And I think that's why you are gonna keep this front and center here, to remind it, whoever it is, your loved one that's coming back, that you will never allow anyone to put you through that. No matter how much love you have for them, you will forgive, but you will not forget, because now you understand your value. You know that you can survive by yourself. Yes, it won't be, total happiness, but you can survive. You can set up your new foundation for yourself. You know what I mean? It was hard, but here you were, right? Going through it. So Sagittarius, I want to take one more for you. This is the Sacred Geometry Oracle. I want to take one of those cards for you, especially for those of you dealing with a spiritual. It dealt with basically message from Spirit about your spiritual development. I love those kind of messages, because again, we are mostly spiritual beings having a human experience. So where are you right now in this journey, Sagittarius? Hey, here we go. Echoes of one. When we say it's a soulmate relationship, do you see that, Sagittarius? Echoes of one. And at the bottom you have the tetrahedron. So this is two souls being one, okay? Echoing. It's like that one soul having echoing, and this is number 9. And we know 9 deals with completion. And I always read those straight from the book. These are messages that do not need to be interpreted, okay? So let's see what we have here. Greater whole. In each relationship, a dynamic exists that determines the balance of love and power within that friendship or partnership. We are moving from an age where power has been seen as dominant over others in order to attain specific goals, be that money, national security, or simply getting the job done. This is the old paradigm. As we enter the Aquarian age, this relationship to power will manifest as co-creation and become power to, not power over. This evolution will take place in individuals who make a conscious choice to cultivate shared power and cooperation. This card challenges you to observe relationships in your present life and to ask yourself if they exist in the old manner of power as dominance and manipulation, or if you are learning to cultivate shared visions for your future and the power to create a divine oneness. How apropos, how right there on the money is that? So basically, Spirit is asking you, this relationship, this soulmate relationship, all those lessons you've learned, Sag, it's almost like this whole journey has been about learning how to play nice. That's the best way I can put it, right? That would be the summaries of echoes of one, right? Learning how to play nice, learning how to share power, learning how to manage a relationship where one is not over the other, right? One doesn't have power over the other, but become power to, right? Power to love, power to enlighten, power to encourage, power to motivate, but not power over the other person. So it says this card challenges you to observe the relationship in your present life. It's a challenge that Spirit is offering you here, because here you go again, Sagittarius. Decision made. You have a return, right? You have a reunion. A reconciliation is happening here. That is for sure, and it's an offer to the ultimate happiness. Do you truly believe you can enjoy the ultimate happiness if your sense is one of, I'm putting the struggles of the past, I'm putting the deceit, I'm putting the dissatisfaction, the isolation, whatever it is, the secrets, the lies, whatever it is that gave you that feeling of lack here with that Five of Pentacles, if you put that front and center every single time, ask yourself that question. And this is the challenge for you. This is a challenge that Spirit is asking you, is raising up to you. This card challenges you to observe the relationships in your present life and to ask yourself if they exist in the old manner of power as dominance and manipulation, or if you are learning to cultivate shared visions for your future and the power to create divine oneness. Divine oneness. This is how we started this. Divine oneness. This is a divine connection, okay? This is a divinely protected connection. There are no major arcana here, even through the clarification process. Still no major arcana here. It is all up to you, okay? Nonetheless, this is still a divine connection, okay? Those two cups here, they are now one. Echoes of one from the two. How you're gonna manage this, Sagittarius, is a real challenge for you. This is a way. This is a test from Spirit. This is a test from the divine. They're offering you everything you've ever asked for, everything you ever wanted. They wanna see how much have you grown. What are the lessons that you've learned, and can you take their guidance? Can you take the advice when you hear it? That is your challenge going forward in this April, beginning of April here, Sagittarius. And I hope that this message help you along. And please come back at mid-month for the next set of reading. Thank you so much for your support. Remember, love is the only answer.